At CME Aged Care Navigators, we're obsessively committed to teaching people how to get the support they need as they age. Did you know we offer a 1-hour personalised consultation where you get to ask us any questions relating to your or your loved one's situation? You'll find a link to book a Let's Talk consult in the show notes and on our website.
Welcome to your Aged Care Compass podcast. We help you make sense of the Australian aged care system by having conversations about topics you've asked us about. We're joined by thought leaders, professional experts, and people just like you and I who talk about their experience in the aged care sector. Hello everyone, it's great to have you join me again today. Today's discussion aligns with our theme for September, being dementia. I'm very excited about today's topic, which is Cognitive Stimulation Therapy, or CST. I'm Coral, your host, and my guest on the show today is Amanda Burnby. Amanda is a physiotherapist who developed the Connect method, which combines cognitive stimulation therapy with her 23 years of clinical experience. Amanda's programs are designed to help people living with dementia stay engaged, active, and confident. By focusing on strengths and meaningful participation, she supports people to reach their full cognitive potential. Welcome to the show, Amanda. I've been looking forward to this episode and excited to introduce this topic to our followers. Let's begin by explaining what CST is.
Hi, Coral. Thank you for having me. Cognitive Stimulation Therapy is an evidence-based program. It was developed in 1999 by Professor Amy Spector in the UK, and it is designed to enhance thinking, memory, and language skills for people who are living with dementia. And it's also been shown to improve quality of life and mood. It's currently used in 39 countries throughout the world, and it's actually the only non-pharmacological intervention that's recommended in the UK guidelines for dementia. And interestingly, in the UK, everyone who receives a dementia diagnosis through an accredited memory clinic is offered cognitive stimulation therapy as a therapy to support them to enhance their cognitive health. So this program uses interesting themed activities and group discussions to help keep thinking, memory, and conversation skills active. And it's based on ideas like neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to learn new things, and also use it or lose it, which means if we don't practice a skill, we can actually lose it over time. So for this reason, CST works best when it's started as early as possible in the dementia journey, but I do see people at end stage along the journey.
Okay, great. So how was it that you came to be interested in this kind of therapy?
So I actually came across cognitive stimulation therapy whilst undertaking postgraduate training. So I was looking through the research at therapy options to support people living with dementia, because in my experience over the years, people weren't really being offered a lot. And to me, from my neuroscience background, it didn't make sense. So I was out there seeking therapy and information. So I came across this framework for CST and realized that this was naturally how I'd been working over the past 20 years. So I reached out to CST International and CST Australia, which was a very small group back then. I completed the individual and group facilitated training courses. And then in 2024, I actually ran a trial of this at my therapy clinic, which was quite a big event because I had my therapy space set up as a neuro rehab clinic. So I had the electric plinth and I had a reception desk. So all of that got shipped out into my garage at home as I opened the space out into a therapy clinic to trial this program. And the program was so positively received by the participants, by their families, and by the staff that were involved that I've actually decided to make this the sole focus of my therapy and business now. And
Wow.
I'm actually seeking to mentor and support healthcare providers to get this program up and running well and quickly because we need it.
I love this. So who are the people that CST is specifically designed for, Amanda?
My understanding is this program was designed to support people with mild to moderate symptoms. However, there's growing evidence that it can be effective for people at any stage of dementia. And certainly I have written programs to support people in residential care. I've written programs to support people who are unable to verbally communicate. So it depends on the skill level of the practitioner as to the level of support they can provide. Certainly the program was initially designed for people with mild to moderate symptoms. The goal is to stimulate and enhance the healthy brain. And so we want to be really getting in as early as possible as we can.
Excellent. And how can this therapy actually be delivered? Like in a person's home or a centre-based group?
It can be delivered in a few different ways, again, depending on the person who's providing it. So one option is through one-to-one home programs. For me, I create a series of therapy sessions that are 100% personalised to a person's interests, strengths and goals. That's the beauty of the one-to-one programs. They can be 100% personalised. Each session is designed to take around 20 to 30 minutes and is ideally delivered 2 to 3 times a week. So this program, the home program, would be created by me, but it's actually delivered by your trusted support team, which is often paid home care staff and can sometimes be family or friends as well. So these programs can be provided throughout Australia, and they're a great option if you don't currently have CST available in your area. The most popular way of delivering CST, though, is in our group programs. And that's because you get not only the benefit of the therapy, but you also get the added benefit of the social interaction and a safe, supported space to kind of practice and enjoy socializing. And then lastly, there are some residential aged care providers who are providing CST, which is wonderful. So there's a few different ways that you can look at providing CST. It's really what's available at the moment in your area.
Amanda, tell us what your program looks like.
It's important to note that the CST model that was developed by Professor Amy Spector, that provides us with a flexible framework rather than a one-size-fits-all program. And what this means is that every therapist shapes the program according to their own skills and experience. So the general program follows a series of themed topics, and these can be things like using money, word association, orientation around Australia or the world, number games, those sorts of things. And every session follows the same structure, which is an orientation followed by a warm-up. You have the first activity, a refreshment break, the second activity, followed by the closure. And there is a theme song that's played at the start and at the end, because we all know that music is a fantastic adjunct to support memory. So at Absolute Care Therapy, I follow that same structure, but I intentionally keep my group programs very small. So I will only have 4 to 6 participants along with 2 facilitators. And I do this because I want to provide a really high level of individualized therapy and support. Right. As a neurophysio, I also run my programs based on many years of neuroscience and neurorehabilitation experience. And so each activity is intentionally designed to bring in a range of sensory experiences and designed to stimulate many different areas of the brain. So in a single session, a person may use their visual skills, they may use their auditory processing skills, they may use their memory and language, but I'll also incorporate physio elements such as strength and balance, fine motor skills, proprioception and vestibular exercises. And this is all kind of interwoven into really fun, engaging sessions. And people shouldn't feel like they're being taught. When you attend a CST session, you should feel really good. You should feel like you have a turn at being the leader. So it's really a program that is designed to enhance confidence and to celebrate your loved one's strengths, their experiences, and to really get to know them well and give them a chance to showcase their life and their values.
Excellent. And do the spouses or the caregivers of the person with dementia accompany them to these sessions, Amanda?
They don't attend the sessions with. Certainly, people are welcome to come into the clinic and settle their loved ones in for the first few minutes. And certainly for the first day or the first session or 2, I encourage that because everybody's nervous the first time. But we do find that people do better when they are on their own. Because this is a program that is designed to enhance, it's like a neuro rehab program. We're trying to enhance a person's skills. We really need them to be answering. We need them to be thinking. And what we do find is that when they are there with a support person or a loved one, they often work together, and we don't want that. So it can actually enhance the therapeutic outcomes. So one of the things I do a lot of is that I do include families as much as possible within the program. So there's a lot of incorporating families within understanding the principles and those sorts of things. So families are certainly not excluded. They just don't attend the therapy sessions with, and that's solely so that we can give the person the maximum therapeutic benefits.
Yep. So throughout August, we highlighted loneliness and social isolation in the podcast. I love that this therapy, as you've touched on already, not only supports cognitive health for people with dementia, but it also doubles as social support and allows people to remain connected to their community. That CST can be funded through NDIS and home care packages is something I've wanted to broadcast, really. And I hope that our chat today means that more families and more providers can begin having conversations around offering this kind of therapy to their clients. I worked alongside an occupational therapist under the short-term restorative care program, and we offered the COPE program, which is care of people with dementia in their environment. And what we saw was the benefit not only to the person with dementia, but their family. And I'm guessing that the benefits of CST to the older person and their family are similar in that way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, loneliness and isolation are massive issues, not just for our seniors, but actually across all our generations. The world is just moving towards a more digital model. We're seeing banks closing in favour of APMs. We're seeing self-serve checkouts replacing conversations with cashiers. And this is actually impacting us all. And funnily enough, just out of interest, these are the sort of topics that we would discuss in CSP, sort of how technology and advancement is changing things, how it can impact society and those sorts of things, and whether it's positive or negative. So loneliness is certainly a big topic, and I think it's fantastic that you're addressing that. In my view, one of the CSP's greatest benefit is actually the way it helps people build their confidence, both in themselves and in their social networks. And this naturally encourages more conversations and engagement, which in itself is a powerful form of cognitive stimulation. Families love seeing their loved ones having fun, feeling more assured and positive, and they do enjoy stronger relationships as a result.
DaVita provides high-quality, person-centred home care that empowers individuals to live their life their way. For more than 20 years, DaVita have proudly delivered the highest quality home care to ageing adults across Australia. Each person is unique, and DaVita creates a circle of care that places the older person at the centre of a holistic support system. Whether someone needs a friendly companion, personal care, or specialised support, their care is tailored to individual needs. Their caregivers are skilled, compassionate, reliable, and adaptable. All caregivers are thoroughly screened, fully insured, directly employed, and receive comprehensive ongoing training. DaVita provide home care in the place you call home, whether this is your family home, an independent living village, or residential care. DaVita don't just want to improve someone's day, they empower individuals to live their life their way. For more information, visit their website, davita.com.au.
I just want to take a moment to say that cognitive stimulation therapy sadly isn't a cure for dementia. So the goal of this therapy is to meet the person where they're at and to help them maximize and enhance their cognitive capacity and potential. So I've run CSP programs for people who are still driving and working part-time. And I think I said before, I've also designed programs for people who are unable to verbally communicate their needs, in which case I'll use my neurophysio skills to do a physical assessment, understand what's happening physically and address any unmet needs. And then I'll use my CST programs to help staff and families connect with the person. So these programs offer moments of fun and enjoyment and participation, which are really fantastic for a person's brain health and well-being. But most importantly, they support connection with families, connection with staff, connection with self. And that's why I've chosen to call my programs the Connect method, because the connection, I believe, is the key to living well. And dementia is a horrible disease that tries to steal this from people. And what I feel my role is and how we can use CST is to help people, help families and loved ones to re-establish and reconnect together so that they maintain that. I think that's
Fantastic.
very important.
Amanda, can CST be offered via telehealth?
As far as I'm aware, it can. And I think there is research being done into a telehealth framework. You can certainly find out more information from CST Australia about this. I'm currently not aware of any providers offering CST via telehealth in Australia. Certainly the home program that I provide can be done via telehealth. And that's because the program is actually delivered by your support staff or your family. And the telehealth sessions are more of a coaching. So there certainly is a framework model for it. I'm just not aware if it's being run in Australia at this stage.
Amanda, we had some questions come in from our followers, so we'll just take a moment to address some of those. One of the questions was, what are the benefits of CST?
Okay, so the research shows that cognitive stimulation therapy can enhance memory, thinking, language skills, and also it's been shown to improve quality of life and mood. Certainly, one of the biggest things I see is it improves people's confidence. And through that comes an improved desire to engage with loved ones and family at home, which is then enhancing thinking and memory and language skills as well.
And how long do the benefits last?
It's actually very hard to say because we're all humans. We're all very different, depending on how we've been brought up in our childhood, depending on our life experiences, depending on our level of education, depending on how this disease is impacting our brain, really depends on how dementia is impacting a person. And therefore, same with the benefits of this program and how long they last, we just don't really know. Certainly, we do know it's been associated with slowing down cognitive decline. And that's one of the reasons that I'm very passionate about this. So I think how long do the benefits last? We don't really know, but we do know that it is about enhancing a person to reach their potential and potentially slowing down the decline over time. And that's really what we aim to do with the sleep disease.
Absolutely. So important. So how can a person find a qualified, skilled CST practitioner?
At the moment, I'll be honest, it's actually very hard. What you can do is go to CST Australia and they have some qualified practitioners listed on their website there. I do know that there are many people undertaking this training right now, which is fantastic. And I do think over the next 12 to 24 months, we will be getting a lot more people providing this really fantastic service. And that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at providing mentoring to support people to get this up and running quickly and well, because we really need this service out there to support people.
We absolutely do. Amanda, are there providers who are already, and I'm talking about approved aged care providers, who are already supporting their clients to access this excellent program within their home care package service provision?
Absolutely. I've got lots of clients who are using their home care package funds to fund this. And I actually have home care package providers reach out to me wanting to know more about what I do, because providers are great in that they are often looking to support their clients to the best of their ability, but they just don't know how and they don't know what's out there. So I've attended expos recently and I had so many home care providers come up to me and say, wow, what you do is amazing. I didn't even know this existed. So I think what we need to do is we need to be letting people know what's out there. We need to be championing this, whether we're a family member, whether we're living with dementia, whether we're a healthcare provider. We need to be letting our doctors know. We need to be letting our specialists know. We need to be letting everybody know that this is available and we need to be asking for it. I think that's the thing. But yes, I'm on board with many providers and it can be funded. Obviously, you need to have consent from your provider and you need to go through the right avenues, but absolutely can be funded.
I'm so heartened to hear that. It's music to my ears. And I mean, apart from the fact that I'm so interested and can see the benefits of CST, I wanted to raise awareness with providers as well so that they can if one of their clients or any of their clients might say, hey, I want to attend some CST sessions, can I use my package funding? The evidence, the benefits are there, and it will make it easier for a provider to say, absolutely, we're going to support you in that request.
Absolutely.
So before we go, I want to ask you, what is your biggest take-home message from our discussion today? And also how people can use some of these principles at home so that people can reach their potential.
Fantastic. I think it's important to know that dementia impacts everybody very differently, which means that the people living with this disease and their families are actually the true experts. And that's one of the things as a consultant that I'm always telling people. Now, sadly, dementia hasn't always been well taught in universities. So many healthcare professionals don't fully understand this disease. They absolutely want to help you. They just haven't been taught the information. They don't know about this program, very likely. And so what I'm finding is that most people are not being provided any therapy at all, which is really sad. The good news is this is changing, though. There is a lot of research being done. There is a lot of training being done. There is a lot of upskilling being done. So I really do think this is going to change in the future. And I just want to encourage everyone to talk to their doctors and specialists, as I said before, because we need to be having these conversations that there are therapies out there. They're science-based, they're evidence-based, they're fundable, and they're effective. So we need to be getting this information out there. And you guys really are going to need to be the champions, like the butterfly effect. With regards to helping a loved one or a friend to reach their fullest potential, absolutely. I love teaching families to do this. And one of the parts of my program is that I do teach families the principles of CST, because once you understand the principles behind it, you can use this in your day-to-day life to really help your loved one reach their potential. So I've put down a couple of tips. One is I want you to focus on building confidence, not correctness. So what that means is that if your loved one's sharing a story, try not to correct any small inaccuracies. The most important thing is that they are expressing themselves, that they're thinking, they're remembering, and that they're sharing their opinions. That's all beautiful CST brain health stuff right there. Another tip I have is bring in old photos and memories and things like that. Sit down together, have a talk, have a conversation, but don't only talk about the past. Explore how things have changed over time. Ask for their opinions. Be curious. Celebrate their answers. What is it like back in the day when you were using a dial phone? Do you remember that? And what do you think now about mobile phones? What are your thoughts? Most people have an opinion on mobile phones, even if they don't have the cognitive potential to use one accurately. Do you think kids should be having phones? Do we use phones too much? Are they making us disconnected, disengaged, texting rather than speaking? All those sorts of things. And then lastly, I just wanted to say, have a laugh together. Watch videos together. YouTube is an amazing resource that as a parent of teenagers, I despise. I don't let my teenagers get on there as much as I can. But, for older adults who are regulate, I think have a laugh together. You can watch videos on all sorts of topics, be it fishing videos, car racing videos, flower arranging, funny cat videos. It doesn't really matter. Find something to watch that you enjoy and have conversations about it. CST is about taking conversations to a level that you wouldn't normally reach in your day-to-day conversation. I have a lot of clients who say, oh, but my loved one does crosswords and Sudokus and we have a coffee and we chat in the mornings. And that's absolutely wonderful. And I encourage people to keep doing that. That's really great for your brain. It's really great for your crosswords, Sudoku, morning conversation part of your brain. CST, we want to be doing more. We want to be challenging thinking. We want to be challenging memory. We want to be challenging opinions and experiences. And we do that by having really interesting and engaging conversations. So whatever you're doing with your loved one, their opinion, be curious, delve deeper, because that's where the good brain stuff happens. To me, that's helpful.
Fantastic tips. This is so exciting. I've absolutely loved our conversation today. So thank you for taking that extra time, Amanda, to answer those questions from our followers. As I've said, how exciting and beneficial this therapy is. And I hope that more qualified clinicians adopt this therapy across the country. And I also hope that more providers have now become aware of this, listening to the program today, and can see the benefits to their clients by accessing this program. It's been my pleasure to have you on the show, and I really look forward to us catching up in November at the CST conference in Canberra. Thank you so much for joining me today, Amanda.
Thank you so much for having me, Coral. Thank you for all that you do as well. It's absolutely wonderful.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Do you have a topic that you'd like us to cover on an episode? Please reach out and let us know via social media or our website, seemeacn.com.au. That's seemeacn.com.au. All the links are in the show notes. And don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes.